Shift G. Okay. Hello, good morning everybody to Shada Learning Center. We are going to solve today what is the two sum program. So in short ये होता है कि आपको दिए numbers, these are the numbers and you want to reach to the target. So target क्या है कि आपको ढूंढने वो numbers जिनसे target sum 9 हो जाए. 2, 7 is going to make 9. 11 is never going to make 9. 15 is never going to make 9. So there is one observation that we've done is if the number is greater than our target number, then we cannot reach, provided that your numbers are not negative. But here the condition is the numbers can be anything in between minus 109 to 109. So you cannot blindly skip the right side part. तो इसके लिए हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? सो सिंपल जवाब है हमको हर एक नंबर वो इटरेट करके देखना पड़ेगा और टू सम है दैट मीन्स ओनली टू नंबर्स आर रिक्वायर्ड. एक चीज ये कर सकते हैं कि एक नंबर लो and then you try all other numbers. So I'll just reiterate this thing in the Excalidraw. Just allow me for 1 minute over here. So I'll take one more notebook, reset this canvas, confirm. Okay, so here your numbers are, and this is the target. So over here what you can do, if you have these numbers and you want to complete your sum search, so what you can do, you can go with this 2 as fixed number and you can iterate 7, 11, 15. This is the first iteration. Then in the next iteration what you do is you are going to fixate over the number 7 and then you can jump to 11 and 15 to check the numbers. So this in turn is going to be the n square complexity. Why n square? Because you are iterating the same array in two loops. So over here for every 2 you are going to iterate for all other numbers. For every 7, for every index you are going to iterate the rest of the remaining array. So this is why this is going to be n square. So let's jump to the implementation part. So if you observe over here, before we implement, I'm going to show you how it works. So if your index is like this 0, 1, 2, 3 and the numbers are like this 2, 7, 11 and 2, 7, 11, 15. Forget about what we are going to achieve. Our target is going to be 7. But before going to this part, I want you to focus on how we're going to build the logic. I want someone to stay at 2. Okay, this is my simple funda. This is the fixed element, fix, and there will be some numbers which are variable. So variable numbers will be, I am going to put them as 7, 11, 15. So my target behavior should be like compare 2, 7, 2, 11, 2, 15. Are you going to conclude this thing or take a pause, try to conclude what is changing and what is variable, what is variable and what is fixed? Can you see over here the first tuple is, the first 2 is not changing over here and this is changing rapidly. For this second part is changing. So over here something, if I take like a variable which is I, if I take it like I is fixated to 0, okay, then j comes like this. J becomes from 0, it doesn't come to 2, 2 is never formed. We are not going to sum the number with itself. So j will be 1, then 2 and then 3. Okay. For the next iteration what happens is, Again we go back to I. We say I is 1. Now j should come like this. J will be I plus 1, that is 2, then 3. These are the indexes. Now what will be the pair for this? You can conclude on your own, but still I'll be writing 7, then 11, 7, then 15. Right? फिर I equal to 1 for the condition. What is not changing? This first part. What is changing? This second part. Okay? So if I'm going to write it as a condition, then it will be like this. So for I, which is not that much changing, if I take this as an array named array, so this part, if I take it as array, so I'm going to write like this. Array dot length, and this is incremented. For the sake of verboseness, I'm going to increment it. Now as I said, this I doesn't change much, but this is going to jump very often. That means this is the one which is going to change the another one. I'm going to take it as a red thing. And then you have this guy. If you observed, when 2 is not going to multiply with 2, so it is going to multiply with the next number. So next number implies the j should be something which is plus 1. And then j should not be greater than the array length. Remember, if your house is of 10 feet, you are not going to jump 12 feet. That means you are not going to jump out of your house if you're living in the building which is 10-story building. You're going to go straight to heaven. So this is the case. So can you emulate this behavior over here? I is 0, then I is sitting at 2, j is 1, so j is pointing at 7, which is the index of the 7. Then we do something over here. Again the j increments, it points to the 11, and we can see I am going to copy this again over here, or I'm going to write it over here. 2, 7, 11, 15. Okay, so over here the I is first 0, but j is going to be 1. Now this loop comes back. Now j is 2, but I is fixated over here till the time this doesn't meet the length. Now j is 3, pointing at this number. Now j becomes 4 again when it goes back over here, which is violating this condition. So it jumps back and goes over here. Now I is going to sit at the number, what we say, number 7 over here. This is I, and as usual j is equal to I plus 1, so this is j. So now I becomes 1, j becomes 2. J is less than array dot length. This is the condition, j plus plus. Again it jumps back. This becomes 3. So j becomes here, j comes here. So it does something. Again it goes, j becomes 4. Remember, you can't jump out of the building. This is, let's say, building. You can't jump out of that building, it will exit. This is our guarding condition. You go over here, I becomes 2, and j becomes I plus 1, 3. It quickly exits. So you get the gist of what I'm trying to solve. You come to this and you do the same pseudocode over here. This is the number dot length. over here what I'm trying to achieve, integer sum is equal to nums of I plus nums of j. Yeah, I hope this is visible. If this sum equal to target, then what we do, we preserve the starting index where we found the number. So 0 is the starting index. It says that you may assume, so return the indices of the two numbers such that they add up to the target. Okay, got it. So we put in the list these indexes I and j. So what we expect to return is int array, we call it result, say it is of length 2. We are going to find exactly two numbers. So result, we are going to store at the 0th index the number nums of I, then another number which is nums of j. Can we do this program successfully? So I am not optimizing this because I want to show you how for loop constructs are used to solve the problems. And the next part is, once we're done with for loop, we're going to exit with the result. And we call it as return result. So out of this function, we expect some return result because this is the signature. It takes number input, target, and the result. So let's execute this. You have wrong answers. Excellent. So we are returning the numbers, but it is expecting the actual indexes. Excellent. We are done. Thank you. So to learn such concepts, please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Have a great day.